Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace, and yeah, you're seeing this guy. It's a kind of a dull gray. Earlier it was such a beautiful blue color, and but I'm just not going to worry about accidentally getting kids in my video. So, but I am outside at the park, and there's a kid riding bicycle by right now. In fact, that would have been right in my video, and I wouldn't have known it right away. But so that's why I'm doing it like this. And but anyway, I had made videos earlier just to catch up on a little bit of stuff, and I'm not so sure about parking down here because the people, too many of the people, no, that's not a kid, it's a young adult. Too many of the people around here, apparently they think they have their own way of driving, and that, it's okay to drive that way on the wrong side of the road. They might start off on the right side of the road, but as they're driving, they get closer. If I'm parked on the opposite side, on the opposite direction, they come right toward me. Don't quite get that. Nobody's parked on the other side of me, so it's not like they're trying to squeeze between my car and somebody's on the other side going the other way. They're parked. No. It's just that they're driving right toward me. Adam says, yeah, they're probably texting. He says it on anything. It must be texting. Like yesterday we were driving home from, it's a Lebanese street food restaurant. It's kind of neat. And we were driving home from there, and there was a car parked. It was basically kind of parked, but no, it was we were in the lanes. There was 4 lanes right there. And the guy in the lane next to us, there were like 2 or 3 car lengths or SUV lengths. I'd say 2 at least. He had left right there. He didn't pull all the way up to behind the other one. So this is the kind of person that causes, people to get delayed, people get upset. And I know I should not say that, put it that way, but really, if you're in a like rush hour traffic or something, and somebody does that, God, yeah, that's not good. I don't want to blame anybody's bad temper or their road rage or anything like that on anybody for any reason. But people who do that, what's going on with them? And Adam was saying, again, they're probably texting. So look and find out. Look and actually see. But like my SUV was there, and it was probably too much room. He couldn't really see until the guy finally pulled up, and he still left, like I said, like a SUV length between himself and the person in front. And he said it's a guy. He said he's looking kind of down, but he couldn't really tell. And then another thing was we had, no, maybe that was the day before. Then yesterday we were at Costco. And there was a guy, he was standing at the back of his car, and, then he had his shopping cart. He had apparently already put everything in his car, and just had a thing of toilet paper, put it in there. And I'm sitting there waiting with my blinker on now, showing that, anybody coming, that I was going to take that spot. Once he left, he got in his SUV and he just kept sitting there. And he was looking down. Just kept going. And yes, he was texting. Okay, texting. Seeing that I had my blinker on, because he actually took his shopping cart behind me, where, he had to go behind me and to the right to put his shopping cart back, in that return thing, and walked past me again. I looked out right as he was walking past. It looked like he was trying to hit my SUV with his hand. So he's, like where the blinker is. So he had to see the blinker, seeing that I'm going to take the spot. No, he just sat there. Anyway, the short version is that Adam said he was doing that on purpose. Well, yeah, he was doing it on purpose. He was a total jerk, and that wasn't the word I used. And neither was it the word Adam used when we came back out. I said, is he still there? He said, no, but it's one just kind of like that. I was joking too, anyway. There was somebody just went by again, another person, and there's another person walking. See what I'm saying? I would have been going all over the place looking and saying, oh, better turn this, better do that. For the clips to be when people walk by. Yeah. So, no. Speaking of which, I was here earlier today, and I'm thinking it was before lunch for me. Okay, it was before, say it was maybe, right now it's 6:25 p.m. I'm thinking it was somewhere around noon. Let's just say somewhere around noon. And there was a guy that was walking. There's, some people walk, it's like a sidewalk, and it goes all the way around the park. And I think, it goes all the way around the school that's next to it and all that. And people would use that as a, way to exercise. And there was a guy, and he wasn't really dressed because it's a little chilly. Like right now it's 63 degrees. Well, earlier today, probably around noon, it was probably in the 50s, if not the 40s. I think when I left, I saw that it was like getting close. It was still in the 40s. Let's just put it that way, but getting close to. And but he was dressed in a t-shirt with short sleeves and just a regular slacks, no jacket. That's not what you usually do when you're walking outside and it's cold. And he was walking, and he just had an odd look to him. It was kind of like he maybe a guy that he just hasn't gotten past high school, and he's in his, say, 30s, late 30s maybe even, but he still wants to look like he did in high school, or act like he did it when he was in high school. I mean, the long stringy hair and all that, it just was weird. Okay, then when I just came down here just a few minutes ago, he was still walking in the park. Okay, let's just say 6 hours later, still walking. That's kind of weird. I mean, what are the coincidences? It's going to be a coincidence. What are the odds? He came out earlier today, and he's back out now. I mean, I did. So could have he. You see? Yeah. Okay, but with so much that we see online, and I mean, you can get in a world online where you just see such badness. Okay, you're going way too fast, and this is a neighborhood with kids. It's a park. Come on, people. Really, you got to go like 40 when it's a neighborhood. Yeah, real smart. God, see, I'm telling you that they make their own rules. I mean, and this road isn't that long. They must hit it and floor it, really, practically. But anyway, I mean, there's such a world that you can get into. I feel like I did for a while there, where so much was so negative. Oh my goodness, it was too long, and especially when I did so many videos about negative people, bad people, toxic people all around. But it's not like I can get away from that, where I live. No, like I call it Narcissism-Ville. And it just is such a downer, just such a down. But like stuff like that, it's so easy to be suspicious. But in a way, we should be, because I was raised in my generation. We were taught to be very aware of your environment, your surroundings, people in it, what's going on. If somebody's coming toward you, if you're sitting, if you're in a park, be aware of what, yeah. I mean, yeah, they taught us a lot of that. And I think every generation since, I'm pretty sure, the whole stranger danger and all that kind of stuff taught people. So, we're taught to be aware and to be suspicious. And, what is that thing that they say these days? If you see something, say something. Yeah, so we're taught to be cognizant of what's going on around us. And so when I'm sitting out, I'm sitting out in my SUV at a park. Right now there's nobody around. That's kind of odd. I guess. Well, I keep thinking today is Sunday. Okay, I do. I keep thinking today is Sunday. It is Tuesday. But I guess there's a reason, because Adam has, we've been real busy. We haven't really been staying because the weather, generally, yesterday and today, earlier today, was so beautiful. and we weren't really staying inside, so that much lately. And that was what makes me feel like it's a weekend. And he works from home, so there's nothing, and I'm home. I don't work outside the home, so there's nothing really that makes it seem any that big of a difference, you know, like a week. Oh, you work Monday through Friday, and then you have the weekend off. Nothing like that, so yeah. Okay, but anyway, something like this. You know, something like somebody was walking here earlier, and then he's walking here all this time later, 6 hours later, and he just doesn't seem to fit into the whole of it, and stringy hair, looks like a man, like I said, late 30s, maybe even early 40s, and just t-shirt wearing, you know, scrungy. Why do I say scrungy? Scruffy, would it be? No, maybe, is that a word? Scrungy. What am I thinking? You know, just oily and like really unkept. A hood. We used to call them hoods in my mom's generation. It was hoodlums. I remember her telling us. She said, y'all call them hoods? We call them hoodlums. Okay, Mama. That was so long ago. But anyway, I just wanted to come out and make a video of just ramblings. Just little stuff here and there, things going on. Just come out and chill a little bit. But then I saw that guy. Yeah. But, yeah. Other than that, lately I've been watching, you know, like I said, I'd fallen into that trap of things that were so negative. Oh my goodness, you know. And it was a lot of people. It wasn't one genre online, and they're not just on one social media platform. But they're doing that thing of just, really, it's all gossip. You know, and they're making money, and off of being, really, so many of them are mean girls, and then some of them have such, the mean girls and boys, these are adults though, adults. Adult mean girls and adult mean boys. I've been saying that, talking about that for 8 years now, so, making videos on my original 2 channels. Well, mainly one. I have the original channel, and the next one I made was for a different topic. You know, which was basically toxic people. And I didn't make it for that. I made it for something else. But anyway, it evolved. But anyway, you know, so much of this, seeing in this, it was focused on one genre, but no, that was BS. Okay, and it was reactions to that. No, that's all BS. These people, to me, as time went by, it was over a year, I'd say. And, you know, I got to know who are all the key players, and like I said, not just one social media platform, but, I mean, and I really didn't spend all that much time watching them, but when I would, you know, go and watch, I'm doing good to watch like 10, 15 minutes or so of something, seriously, at a time. And it was always so much about people just slamming one another, you know, and really trolling one another, and just bad mouthing. I'll use an old-fashioned term for it, you know, and it was so disgusting. And I mean, some of them got really bad, but some of them were pointing out, yeah, that's a bad way this or she put it, or he put it, or whomever put it. You know, what they're doing is bad and all that. But so are you for naming them, and then acting like you're perfect, but you're really an adult mean girl or adult mean boy. Both of them were in all those kinds. You know, just mean, and you know that, like, they make fun of. There was a whole big old thing for one while about just one word. People were mispronouncing. So what? We all do it. We all do it. I have never known any person who's perfect. Never have I known any person who's perfect. We all make grammatical mistakes. I'm definitely not a grammarian. We all mispronounce words. We all have accents. Every person on this planet, you can't claim you have the one and only correct English accent. Too bad. So sad. No. And we make mistakes, but these are people who put it out there, and they will pick fun. You know, this person misused this word, misused that word, blah blah blah, on and on, and yet they do it themselves. Okay, let me give you an example. There, as far as I know, I have never known there to be this word called thu. It's T-H-U? Thu? What's thu? I know what they're saying. I really do know what they're saying. Now, if I pronounce it, they say, well, actually, there would be that kind. But it's through. It's not thu. Okay? So the person who's picking fun, as you know, other people, mainly one, for mispronouncing another word, a different word, can't say through. Can't pronounce it correctly. And sometimes gets so jumbled up, it's like, are you having some major difficulties going on? You know, jumbled up what you just said, and you were saying this person, but then you said that person when it was all the same person, huh? You see stuff like that, and you're going, karma maybe? I don't know. You know, and just the fact that you're showing that you're not perfect. And she's not doing it on purpose. Neither is he. And he, well, there's not just one he and she. I'm saying it as though that they're, okay, some more people walking by. Hopefully they don't get in the camera. Okay, when they get really close, the one time somebody got right in the camera, they got so close to my SUV. There's some more over there. They're all kids and such. I don't know if they are or not. I can't see that far, but you know, like I said, that's one of those things I don't want to put in my camera, you know, my video, because no, I don't do that. And I wonder how many people have actually, if they have actually even remember that whole thing, or they experienced with, what was it, COPPA, C-O-P-P-A, and kids in your videos and such. How many years ago was that, when it was a big deal online? Anyway, I remember it. I try really hard not to have any kids in my videos. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not human. I am very human. I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I am not perfect. But some of these men, and it's just that of sitting there watching and going, and it feels like filth. You know, like you literally are getting filth. There I go again doing that. That I am literally getting filth on me watching them. And, I mean, I would only be able to stand, like I say, maximum maybe. Let me think. I wouldn't be able to even, I don't know. At some point I might have it on and fall asleep, you know, watching them. So I don't really know how much. It just, you know, people talking. And because their whole demeanor, everything about them, I think they got sunk in too far, too deep into the negativity of it, the drama that's so negative. There's just so much negativity that they can't pull themselves out. They can't be pleasant people. They're listening so much to these adult mean girls and adult mean boys, and just, you know, some of them are so slanderous to one another and to each other, and they're making money, okay, because they know some people, not all, none of this is all. Some people, okay, you're going to come directly toward me, huh? But some people, they just love drama. You know, some people just do. And the dirtier, the better to some people. And when they use letter words, you know what I mean by letter words, to describe people, they say, and like one especially, some of it is very much verbal abuse, and they make excuses for themselves, and they might think that they're high on the pedestal that everybody sees as a they glorify them as an example of how people should be. No, people, what, just because they can cuss? How childish. Come on, what are you in? You know, one of those, come on, seriously. You're just an adult who has not grown up. And even kids, I don't want to even claim that bad kids or bad teenagers do that, because they're not that bad in comparison to these grown adults who should know better, who should know that's quite tacky. You know, it's just overall, no. But they'll say things like, all adults cuss. No, they don't. Really, they don't. Not all adults cuss. And see, they're so far deep into that world. Some of them. No, I'm not diagnosing. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. But they're so far into that world that they can't get out. They can't see anything outside of it. And I actually started feeling that way. That it was, you know, even Adam was, you know, saying, you know, he watches like ID channel and all, those kinds of channels. And I've said the same thing to him. Plus some of the different shows, but they're not ID kind of channel, kind of shows, you know. They're just negative. And I can see when he has watched it too long, and he can see when I have watched that, you know, too much of that stuff, and how negative. Because overall, I mean, I can talk about toxic people, but I'm still a cheerful person. But that world, oh man, so many bad actors and actresses, seriously. And I don't mean that they're acting, you know, they probably are to some degree, but just their whole sliminess. Really, some of them are slimy. I'm using old-fashioned words on purpose, by the way. I had actually written out some of the old-fashioned terms and words and phrases and stuff like that, and to see how many how many I could use in any video. And just I tried it on one video. It was kind of funny, and I actually didn't start off just to try it, except for one. I can't remember the title. Oh, she was too big for her. She got too big for her britches. Remember that one? And then in that video, I kept trying to use more and more, but she got too big for her britches. Yeah. But anyway, here comes another person. Now that one has gone around at least once, the whole thing. And the reason, like I said, I was raised, you watch out for what's going on in your environment. And if somebody walks next to your car, your SUV or something like that, and they slow down, yeah. And that's what he did. He slowed down. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was kind of hoping for that there would be some sun out so I could video while the sun goes down. I like that when sunset, during sunset. And I like to do videos like that because it's so beautiful. It really is. You know, and like you're seeing sunrise and sunset in our house, you know, from our house. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Both of them. And all the different shades. I mean, the Texas sky, man. I know everybody's sky has different, I mean, beautiful scenes that can come up from it. Yeah. Texas sky, beautiful, beautiful. And the sunset and the sunrise. Beautiful colors. Okay, I don't know whether these are kids running toward me or what. I guess they are. One's on a bicycle. That doesn't mean anything. Hey, if I had a bicycle, I would not ride a bicycle now at my age. I'm bound to fall off. I did a lot when I was a kid. Not a lot. I remember one time I did, and one of my sisters thought I was dead because I fell off and I just lay there. It's like, ow. You know. And back then, we did not wear those things for, I don't even know what to call them. We didn't, well, besides helmet, but the knee, I guess knee pads or knee guards or something, and elbow guards or whatever. We didn't wear those back then, man. We just got on our bikes and rode, which was not good. Now on my knees, oh my goodness. Yeah. Nope, those are two adults. Yep. And one's running, one's bicycling. So, anyway. Okay, but back to this, you know, the negative stuff. You know, this is kind of, in a way, you know, to talk about toxic people. It's kind of like, it's a story of my life because I was raised around a lot of people who were quite histrionic. Okay, the adult mean girls, the mean girls in school, the mean girls, you know, all around. Okay, and I think many know, I'm guessing people these days know that, you know, for some people, see, there's somebody driving on the wrong side of the road. I am serious. What is this? They're behind me. They're not even coming toward me. But they get in the wrong side of the road and drive on the wrong side. Seriously, this is just a weird phenomenon to me. But anyway, you can get into like a, if you're born in a dysfunctional family, it's like this is not everybody, for everybody. One size doesn't fit all. But, they can get into such a, that they really don't know anything different. Now somebody's parking on the wrong side of the road. Wow. But get into something that's so, like I said, they just don't know any different, or they're primed, they're groomed, they're whatever term you want to use for just being, groomed for something. This is what your life is going to be like. This is the kind of people you're around, or you can live in a place where that's all that is that the majority, that's part of the culture, it became a norm. Yeah, does that sound normal coming from me? I've said this before. No place should have a reputation, because not everybody who lives there behaves that way. And when I first heard of this suburb over 30 years ago, it had a reputation for people being narcissistic. And I have just said what I said. But it's so thick you can cut it with a knife, and it seems like to some degree, it's actually pockets in different suburbs around here, and just some people. Okay, like I said, but that is so thick you can cut it with a knife, practically. That expression, and it really is. It's like a world of difference to travel outside of here, like 10-15 minutes down the road, or miles, down the road, away from here, going away and away from that, going more out to the country, really. And world of difference, people. You go into it happens to me every time. And I'm going there for that purpose, to get away, to go shopping, or to go to some place just to get away from, I jokingly called it Narcissism-Ville. And even though I'm going there knowing that I'm going away from this, I'll get there and, I forget that. And it's not at the forefront of my mind. And somebody, like, I'll go into a store or something, and somebody's in there, and like a cashier or an employee or something, and they're nice to me. For a minute, it just shocks me. Culture shock, seriously, culture shock. And I'm like, and then it's like a peace comes over me, just wow, I'm away from that tension-filled area. It's so tense to just go to a store, not knowing, lately what's happening is I'm seeing it happen to people. These very narcissistic people being rude to somebody else, just strangers in a store or something, or on the road. Me and Adam have noticed, I'm noticing how these people are driving on the wrong side of the road and stuff, and parking on the wrong side of the road, and expecting you to move out of their way. If they're on the road, that's nothing unusual, that's nothing new, but it's really thick. Okay, and it's wrong. You don't drive on the wrong side of the road, period. See, unless there's some emergency. I'm talking people driving down the road because they're going to turn to the left, so they get in the left lane when that lane is for people going in the other direction. Seriously. It's just whoa, if somebody turned right there that was coming out of that road, they would hit you head on. Y'all would have a big collision. So what is this? People making up their own rules? See, how did I go from there to there? I'm getting tired, I think. Okay, I think I've just kind of rambled enough. Get all this stuff out of my system. Actually, I just felt like doing this. Just felt like letting stream of consciousness, practically. Yeah, I like doing that every once in a while. Just whatever comes to my mind, what's going on. But as it is, I'm going to be conscious of what's going on around me. And, of course, it's also that fact that I'm a sociologist. So, yeah. That's going to happen. I'm looking right now. There's a tree in somebody's backyard, and it looks like that tree has practically fallen over. And it's just, or maybe it grew that way. It grew to the, like it's facing to the north. You know? It grew like not laying down, but pushed toward the north. Kind of weird looking, but see, you know, things like that. Anyway, anything else? I know I didn't finish my thought there, but I think this has gotten too long. I'm going to wrap it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.